Alright guys, welcome back. On this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about 2022 and what all stuff we've got done this past year, now that 2023 has started. And we're going to talk about some future goals for this next year, hopefully. So let's go ahead and get into it. One of the first and most important things that happened this past year was I lost my job. I was out of work for about a month and ended up finding a new job, working for some good people, and working in logging, and I'm really enjoying it. Moved forward 2 months, and me and my wife, we bought ourselves our first house. So once again, that's a huge milestone, whatever you want to call it. All right, and this Jeep was one of the first things we messed with in 2022. My wife had the opportunity to buy this from some friends of ours. They thought the Jeep was, the front end was completely out of it. Test drove it. Whenever you turn the wheels, it would bind. Going straight felt just fine. I thought it seemed like the four-wheel drive was engaged. So tried adjusting with linkages, couldn't ever get anything, disconnected the front drive shaft, and then it would drive perfectly. There's no issues. Okay, so that tells me that it's a transfer case. Started messing with it, pulled the transfer case fill plug, checked fluid, didn't feel any, pulled the drain plug, none came out. So there's our issue. Transfer case is toasted, but at least it's stuck in four-wheel drive, so if there ever comes a snowstorm or anything, we can throw the drive shaft back in it and we'll have four-wheel drive again. And the next thing we had to take care of was my wife needed a muffler on this thing because the old one was completely rusted out. And got a new muffler put on it. Sounds great, drives great. My wife has been loving it ever since. All right, one of the next things we did was we messed with the wife's bug. Bought an entire new front suspension assembly for it, all new beams, everything. Got everything put on it, and brakes are working good on the front end. And yeah, we got a front end alignment done on it too, so it runs and drives great now. So we have bought paint for it as well because my wife insists that she needs it painted, despite it having, you know, great paint on it. But regardless, that's her car. So we bought paint for it, and here in the near future, we'll be painting that for her. But yeah. That's probably a 2023 thing right there to get this thing painted up for her. At some point, I got different wheels for the back of the Mustang, and I put them on it, but the Mustang ended up losing its wheels to the Cornet up there. And the Mustang also got, you know, new headlights. You got a new front seat, a couple little small things, new radiator fan, just stuff to keep it running driving, but overall, car's been excellent to me. The car owes me nothing, but that's what we've done with it. Okay. We also, this past year, have taken the Cutlass. We threw a tack in it, and the 403 I've already kind of wrote off. It's as wounded. It tends to overheat. It starts pushing coolant out of the radiator, and well, let me rephrase this. It starts pushing coolant first out of the radiator. Then after it does that and it gets up to temp, then oil pressure is very low. Like I'm talking about like 5 PSI at idle. So, you know, not ideal. And then after it runs for so long and it pushes enough coolant out, then it'll start to overheat. So convinced that the 403 in it, I'm convinced it needs a new head gaskets and stuff. But what I'm going to do on it is put 350 in it. But I wanted to give the engine a fair chance, and I ran it a couple times with the drag radials and regular street tires just to see what the 403 runs, and got some information on what it's doing. Kind of have an idea of how much power it's making, so that was something. Kind of a waste of time on the 403, but that's how life goes sometimes. The other thing, the Nova, this one took a decent chunk of my time this year. Fabricated the hood scoop for it. I installed a roll cage for it. Installed leather bucket seats out of a Ford Focus. Carpet. Built a switch panel. Yeah. We took the Nova racing, I think, 2 times this past year. And we did, honestly, really excellent at the first time. I think we only lost one race to like a C7 Corvette. At that time, we were experiencing a little bit of a loss of power due to not getting a full valve opening due to a rocker arm coming loose, but that's part of racing. We got it fixed. Engine's still healthy, and hopefully this next year we'll get it to the drag strip once or twice, and we'll see what it does. We also went to test and tune one day, once or twice, to watch some foot racing. We took the wagon, put a hard tire on it, and we tried to take it to a hard tire race. We ended up getting beat out first round to the car that ended up winning it, but that's how it goes sometimes. We took the green truck, we put a different transmission pan on it, and we got it sealed up well enough that I've been driving it off and on. So super happy to have it going. And most recently is the Cornet. I drug it out of the field that it's been sitting in for the past 15 years. And got a matching set of wheels all the way on it. Got it pressure washed off. We have pulled the engine and tranny out of it. And I'm working on getting I put a little RV cam on it and waiting on some stuff, more parts for the engine, like intake gasket and stuff like that. And then we'll be sliding it back in, and then we'll have a 400 with a cam, headers, intake, and yeah. We put disc brakes on the front end. But this is about the last project I messed with for the year. And yeah. 2022 was a very eventful one, between working on all the cars, playing with some stuff, losing my job for a month, getting a new job, buying a house, moving back home, and it's been a really good year though. So hopefully this next year, get that running. Nova, I'm going to try and work in dialing it in a little bit, try and make it a little bit quicker with the current setup, try and get everything happy on suspension. At some point, I'd like to go with a little more power, but I don't think there's any point in that until everything's working happy. Get the 350, put it into the Cutlass, get it to where I can drive it every day if I want to, because I enjoy this car. Other goal, paint the bug. So as you can tell, I've got at least a week's worth of work. So hopefully we can get that done in 2023. But thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. He's over there yelling, "Hide the Hemis," but little does he know there is a Hemi here, so we'll keep that a secret from him. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoy, please hit the like and subscribe button. It does help out, so have a great day.